Here you find us on the aft deck of the X95, and today we're at sea, which is a really nice way to show the boat. Normally it's at a boat show or on a pontoon. So if you hear some background noise, that's the engines obviously and the generators running, so it gives you a good impression of what this boat is like. As with most Princesses, two ways of entering the aft deck. We've got a really large seating area here. The table has a removable centre section, so you can have the occasional dine-in or gin and tonic terrace, as it were, or the family can sit out here and eat. Good width side decks, and on this side we actually have the third station pop-out helm. So when you're bringing the boat in, med style, you can drive from back there. Nice useful wash locker, as well as some storage under there, all incorporated into this into the optional extra bar. Bar has a nice pull-out drawer, an ice maker, as well as more storage and another sink. But a nice way to entertain your guests back here. More lockerage on underneath the stairs. Your emergency bilge pumps are there, engine shut-offs, as well as more storage for shoes and other items like that. Saloon layout here the owner's gone for is the L shape. This can be a U-shaped seating. Got some rather lovely occasional chairs aft, as well as obviously the coffee table. On the starboard side we have a pop-out 65-inch television. And then obviously drop blinds for the night, but big windows to let in that natural light. This gentleman's gone for the two occasional chairs looking out of that solid large window. This also could be the optional sliding patio doors, which will be mirrored on the opposite side. And you can also have an optional bar unit here. Here we have the servery, which has got another ice maker and more storage. Dining table, this can be extended should you need to. It's a nice size when it's round for the occasional use, but can be opened up to sit 10 people. Looking out on that big portrait window, which also has next to it the side entrance for when you're moored side to, or if crew are coming through and need to use a different way than the aft doors. Into the galley. Two large sub-zero fridges, a good sized pantry just inside the door there. A range of cookware can be specified to meet whatever needs the owner has. And then good storage outboard each side, or inboard that side, outboard that side, and then the crew entrance. So you slide a door across here, crew can come and go, bring provisions on without interrupting the guest flow. And if we go back outside, we'll hand over to Simon, who can take you from the saloon into the master.
Thanks, Ross. Well, we'll continue now. You've got a really nice day head. And then as you come forward into this cabin, on the starboard side, you have a really nice vanity unit, and then storage all the way along this side of the cabin. And that incorporates the glasses, tumblers and wine glasses that go with the fridge that's fitted in this cupboard here. So one of the other features in this cabin that we've paid a lot of attention to when we designed the boat is the amount of glazing and the amount of natural light that we get into this space. We've also designed the bow of the boat so that there are these cutaway sections so you can see the horizon when you're underway, and there's a very nice private and very sheltered seating area forward that you can see through the window there. We have a TV on a rise and fall mechanism here, and there's an electric blind that will completely close off this window, so when you need privacy it's there at the touch of a button. Really generous double bed with storage underneath it, and then on this port side you can either set it up like this, which is a slightly more formal arrangement with two chairs and a table, or you can have a chaise longue with storage underneath, a bit more relaxed. And then just behind me here we have the ensuite bathroom, and again this has these incredible freeform sinks mounted into a floating vanity unit. All the stone is the choice of the owner, so you specify this very much as you would like it. You can have underfloor heating. Then on the inboard side we have a separate WC closet, and on the outboard side a really nice big walk-in shower with a view. We'll just walk out of the cabin and I can show you these wardrobes. So there really is plenty of stowage space on this boat with this suite of wardrobes both sides.
Okay, so here you find us in the lower deck master cabin of the X95. On this side, the owner's got this beautiful large seating area. Alternatively, should you want more storage, this can be a full length storage unit as well. Our traditional big brother windows there, giving us a beautiful view this morning of Whitsun Bay. Behind me, you've got the entrance onto your ensuite, which has a separate stall, and we'll show you a bit later, a really nice full height rain shower with these big windows that you can drop a blind to have some privacy, but you can, if you're at an anchorage like this, you can have a beautiful view in the morning. Decent sized bed right in front of me, under storage drawers, and then if we move over to where Simon is on the other side of the cabin.
This really is a very generous cabin. The boat has a 6.7 metre beam, and we've got just about that much beam down here in this cabin. You have a really, really well appointed vanity unit here with an adjustable mirror, so everything's thought about in this boat, all the comforts and of home. Big storage area here with cupboards and drawers, and that leads you into a very generous walk-in wardrobe. We have full height hanging, half height hanging, drawer storage and shelves in there.
Okay, so here we are in the ensuite for the master cabin. As you can see, as with our Y-class boats, the X-class is the same. The bathroom sits between the engine room bulkhead and the master cabin, and that gives us that extra bit of sound deadening. It's worth pointing out that our generators are running now, so the volume you hear is basically as noisy as it gets on board this boat. Our new style freeform sinks, which are really rather nice. Instead of having it above the unit, they're now sunk into it. Good storage underneath. Feet can fit underneath, so when you're washing, you're not having to stand back. Medicine cabinet on the WC side, which is inboard, and then outboard we have our shower with that rain shower head and the big window to look out to sea.
So we're going to leave the owner's cabin in the lower deck, and I'm going to take you through now forward into the VIP forward cabin. Just a few things to point out on the way. You can specify an optional washer dryer in that space under the stairs. And one of the really important things in this boat, one of its unique features, is that this deck, as with the main deck and as with the flybridge deck, are all on one level. So no steps up and down, no change in levels. Opposite me now, we have twin guest cabins, and those can be configured with bunks that slide together and apart again. So depending on the guests you have, you've got real flexibility to accommodate them. Both of those cabins have their own ensuite bathrooms. So now I'm going to hand you over to Ross, who's in the forward VIP.
So this is actually probably my favourite cabin on board the boat, considering we're underneath the foredeck. These cabins can often be quite dark, but with our large windows running down each side, it feels like a real nice, light, airy space. By pushing out all of our furniture outboard, not only do we get useful storage under here, it also puts everything further outboard and gives you, the sense of space that you can walk around in here. We have our ensuite, and that window line continues all the way through. Rain shower, choice of stones, our freeform sinks are still there, but just a really nice space to put your guests or members of the family. And Simon, I thought it would be interesting to talk about where we've come from on this boat.
Yeah, I think we were challenged as a team to produce something really different for Princess, something that's a departure from our normal design. And I think what we've achieved on the X95 is we have got so much space, indoors and outdoors, into a 95-foot boat, just by using this 3-deck, no change in level philosophy. We've maximised all the volume in the boat, and as you can see, you just look into this fantastic space behind us. You can configure that as you want as an owner.
So what this owner's done is put some loose furniture up here. We've had people who want to do this opposite, so you've got facing settees, sun lounges, you've got that nice glass balustrade all the way around so you can see out when you're cruising. But of course you could put a tender up here as well. So not only a tender on the bathing platform, but a tender up here, and we can incorporate a really rather nice looking davit. So not like a big chunky crane, a nice sculptured davit that will go into these side wing stations. And when you have that, the wing stations create all your storage. So Simon, I think you've got a grill underneath your side.
Yeah, we have, yeah. So this one is specified with the barbecue. you are really well set up here to entertain and just make the best use of this space and enjoy it. And in the headlining above me on this boat, the customer specified a drop-down TV. So if you want to watch the Grand Prix or whatever it is you'd like to watch, you can do that in this area as well.
But really nice to have a round table, isn't it? It's
yeah,
nice and sociable, everyone's together.
Sociable.
Yeah, enjoyable. We've actually had one client who's specified to put a cinema screen up here as well. So yeah, it's that space we were talking about before. Yeah, you can utilise it as you see fit for your friends and family. Let's go and take a look on the foredeck. So we walk down this one level side deck, and as you can see, it's a decent width. I know I'm not the biggest of people in the world, but there's plenty of room outside of me. Pop out door from the helm station, and then also your wing station. Bring the boat in, you can lean over the side here, and you've got great visibility all the way down the side of the boat. Got the thrusters on there, as well as of course the engine controls. Now this area is very similar to what the 35 metre was, and all the good aspects of that, which went down very well with many clients, is incorporated into this 95. Optional jacuzzi. You have to use your imagination. Obviously we're in Plymouth at the moment, but in the sunnier climates this is a real treat.
This is the Sky Lounge. Now this is a space where you can get away from it all, just relax. It's quiet, and if you've had a long day in the sun, nothing better than to come in here, put the air conditioning on and just relax. If you follow me in, it's beautifully appointed, and you've got glazing, full glazing in this roof area here, and the natural light is diffused by these features that you can see here. Nice big settee here on the starboard side, and then a bar area in the centre there. So again, you're well set up. You've got refrigeration, storage and ice making facilities if you want. These doors, these pocket doors here, will close so that when the boat's being run and the crew are operating the boat, they can be completely separate from this space. So you can still enjoy your privacy up here. And then on this side, we have a 55-inch pop-up TV. And if a customer wants to, we can specify this area as a day head. So you can have a WC here, and that means that you don't have to travel. It is only a short distance, but you don't have to travel that short distance down below.
So here we are in the engine room of the Princess X95. I'm stood on the starboard side, just outboard of the starboard engine. This boat's powered by two MAN V12 1900 horsepower diesel engines through conventional shaft arrangement, and the hull form combined with this power pack is really delivering on the efficiency we'd hoped for with the X95. At lower speeds, she's giving a fantastic range, the best range we have in our model lineup at the moment, and she's really built for high volume, extended cruising, in comfort and in style. So behind me here in the forward starboard corner, we've got the ACEA unit, which is optional on the X95, but it's nice to know that there's space in this engine room to install it. And that basically gives you world cruising capability with the ability to plug your shore cord in anywhere in the world, and it manages your power frequency and your voltage to service the entire boat. And that's water cooled as well, which is a nice feature and means that we can put it in the engine room without any problems. Behind me here, outboard on the starboard side, we have one of the two generator sets that you get as standard on the X95. It's the first, as you progress through the range at the moment, to feature two generator sets as standard. They're both 40 kilowatts, and you have the ability to upgrade them to 50 kilowatts if you're going for a larger specification X95. Back here in the starboard aft corner of the engine room, you can just about see the end of the passerelle, which extends a long way past the transom bathing platform and gives you plenty of clearance for when the boat is moored stern to. I've got a fuel polishing system here with AC and DC pump, which allows you to transfer fuel between the three tanks that all sit along the centre line of the boat in the bilges. The fuel capacity on this boat is 13,400 litres, and as I said, we're seeing a fantastic range out of that fuel capacity. Above me here is the secondary escape route out of the engine room, up this ladder and through the hatch in the cockpit deck. This is the hydraulic pack that services most of the hydraulic systems on the boat. So you've got the two anchor windlasses up on the bow, you've got the optional stabiliser fins, and you've also got your bow and stern thrusters, all controlled by this system. One other important thing to say about the stabilizer system is the actuator location. That's actually here in the engine room in the forward corners, and that provides even more comfort for the guests with a lot less noise down in the lower deck master cabin. Over on the port side here above the second generator, we've got a 4 chiller stage system for the air conditioning system. And basically that gives you a really large capacity of air conditioning as standard to cope with all of the heavy glazing on this boat and all of the volume that this boat offers as well. This door behind me here leads through to the crew area, and as you can see, quite easy to pass through. And again, it's got the visual port in the top section here, so if you are inspecting the engine room, you don't actually have to come into the engine room. We're coming through the engine room door of the X95, and behind me here on the port side is the staircase leading up to the primary access port side door off of the port side deck. Behind me here are laundry facilities within these cabinets. You've got a separate dryer above and washing machine below. And after the laundry, we've got our first crew cabin. So on the port side, this cabin's designated to the crew. You've got crew member above, crew member below on good sized berths with a storage drawer underneath, side loading lockers above, and a fantastic sized window outboard of the top bunk with opening port light for natural ventilation. There's also a double door hanging locker behind me, which is mirror fronted as well, which makes life for the crew just a little bit easier in the morning. Back here in the crew mess, you've got a lovely finished walnut table here, which is big enough for 3 people to sit around and enjoy a meal or relax of an evening after a long day out on the water, looking after their guests. Above this area, without intruding into the head height, you've got some storage lockers above with AV concealed in the central locker, and you can also include a 32-inch TV down here above the table just to make life for the crew a little bit more enjoyable in the evenings. After the mess area, we have a kitchenette with sink above, storage and rubbish below, and a 150 litre refrigerator on the port side. Above you've got the microwave oven and a little more storage above as well. Now in this aft bulkhead here, just to starboard of the kitchen, we've got the access door into what is the shared crew toilet with separate shower stall on the port side, toilet and then wash basin on the starboard side. Behind me here is the standard arrangement captain's cabin. So you've got a much larger berth for the captain with the option to put a berth above as well for a 4th crew member. And separate bathroom, again with independent shower compartment. So you've got 2 bathrooms for the crew with independent showers, which again is really great on a boat this size. So to summarise things down here in the crew and the engine room of the X95, they really are delivering on what the X95 is all about. You've got a large enough engine room to accommodate all of the features you might need for extended cruising periods in comfort and with plenty of redundancy to be out on the water for those longer periods. The crew accommodation is vast enough to give you multiple configurations depending on how you want to crew the boat and how you plan on using the boat once it's out on the water. Whether it be sat in the beach club, enjoying the sunshine with that transformer extended all the way out into the water, or loading up the garage with all the toys and heading out for those cruises further afield.